Here is an outstanding gem quality rose quartz crystal Paleo storystone face and mammoth effigy from Madagascar. And what a beautiful Paleo biface this is. It's been beautifully flaked on both sides, and it's in the shape of a Paleo biface. What we have is a face looking up from the back of the mammoth. Here's the eye of the human face. Here's the nose right there, that appendage, and the mouth over here. And that's a face looking up from a baby mammoth with its trunk right here, off to the right. Oh my goodness, is that cool? We also have another face with this, the eye, the nose, and the mouth, looking off from behind the mammoth. Wow! And then this is the eye of the mammoth that's been engraved into the stone. Now this is all ancient Paleo engraving and etching. And the Paleo Indians did a lot of etching, as we've seen, but they did it on stones that would take an etch line. For example, a lot of the material, and here's another Paleo story stone baby mammoth in the exact same shape, the exact same image, that I found on top of Harvard Hill years ago, and it's likely a Clovis biface. Dr. Michael Gramley wrote a paper with Pleistocene Coalition newsletter, and it was entitled Harvard Hill, a Presumed Clovis Site. I've had the pleasure of taking Dr. Gramley to Harvard Hill on several occasions, and he really enjoyed the prismatic blades that were found on the surface, also often an indicator of Clovis. This is a beautiful Clovis biface, however, and we'll get into this in a little bit. But this stone won't take an etch. This stone is too soft and impure, and so much of the agate and much of the chert that we find around the shoreline of ancient Pleistocene Lake Manox, it just won't take an etching line. It would be rough and jagged. But when you get into gem quality material, like rose quartz crystal, like citrine crystal, like obsidian, like Andara volcanic glass, oh my goodness, all kinds of real hard crystal, even sometimes petrified wood. Paleo obsidian is etched quite often when the pieces are made into Paleo story stone face and mammoth effigy offerings. But rose quartz they etched beautifully. And this is gem quality rose quartz right here. It's banded rose quartz. It's not only translucent, it's transparent. And just some great imagery on this. Now, when we turn it this way, now we have the eye of the mammoth and right here, and its little trunk right there, facing off to the right. And this can be the eye of the mammoth as well. It's actually a human face, this eye, this nose, and this mouth of an old face looking off from the back of the mammoth. We saw previously the young face. This is the young face with the eye, the nose, and the mouth looking up from the baby mammoth face when the mammoth is facing to the right. And then this mammoth, of course, is facing right as well, sloping back. We always see that sloping back. Now this baby mammoth with this little trunk over here is facing off to the left with a sloping back coming down to the right. But this is an outstanding image of a baby mammoth facing right. And of course, when we turn it over, look at all the hair etching here. Just amazing. They did grooving on this. This is all Paleo workmanship here. There's no modern damage or no modern workmanship on this. Here's the baby trunk over here of the mammoth now facing off to the right. We do have another human face looking off from the back of the mammoth there. Now we have a mature mammoth facing right. And another mammoth there facing left. Look at all those engraving lines, etching lines. Those are to image the hair of the mammoth and the hair of the human faces. And we have another face right here with this, the eye, the nose, and the mouth looking up from the back of this mammoth. And that is another great face. Eye, nose, and mouth of another great face looking off to the left there now. Just a beautiful Paleo storystone face and mammoth effigy. And notice that the imagery is identical. It's identical. This is one that I found years ago on top of Harvard Hill. It's also patinated orange from the iron staining, from the iron in the soil. This would have been face down for thousands of years, over 11,000 years. And this is a Paleo biface. They flaked the bottom so it could stand up. Many of these storystone effigies were made to stand. We have the eye of the mammoth here facing off to the right. And that can also be a human face now facing off to the right. And then when we go over here, this is a heavily, heavily weathered piece. But this kind of stone, the chert and agate we find out there is just not quality enough to carry an etching line. But obsidian is. So many of you that have Paleo obsidian flakes that might be from Paleo sites, check them out. You're going to find some etching lines on there because some of them are going to be Paleo storystone face and mammoth effigies. And there we go again right here. We've got the same image right there. Amazing. Found halfway a world apart. This is from Madagascar rose quartz. And this is Mojave Desert, California. Unbelievable how they appear practically identical here. Wow. Unbelievable. They've been carved all around the perimeter. Shaped all around the perimeter to make the mammoth and face profiles. Another beautiful Paleo biface in rose quartz crystal from Madagascar.